Hey, gun people. Man, I hate to keep bringing up this nasty, but this subject is really important. And I mean, I've been getting so much heat from my Catholic friends who are defending the church and listening to people defend it. So the Pope comes out. Oh, the Pope, the holiest man in the Catholic Church. He came out with a letter of apology about the abuse and cover up. Aw, isn't that nice, Rick? You should look at all these damn tabs I got open at the top here that I still got to do videos on. But anyway, I digress. So, the Pope issues this letter about the abuse, and I copied the letter and put it in a file so I could go over some things on what he said. So the letter goes on about I just call it the usual song and dance. Oh, look, if one member suffers, we all suffer. No, you still ask for money and you still use hush money to pay to victims, and then you use money to pay a, a retirement to the priest that gets caught. So not everybody suffers. The church doesn't suffer, and the priest that you pay a retirement doesn't suffer. Rick, that's not fair. Be quiet, you big dummies, and try to keep up because this is just wait till I get to the meat of this. Okay, so he goes on. Yeah, the pain of the victims and their families. Sure. Yeah, reaffirm our commitment to ensure protection of minors. Are you kidding me? You allow written policy. You move priests around to hide from the law enforcement and from the parents. You lie to people. You cover up. You have secret files. Oh yeah, we need to ensure the protection. I mean, it's just words. I mean, these guys just lie left and right. It's like normal. Abuse of power at the hands of a priest over a period of approximately 70 years. Well, I think you're cutting yourself short, but I'll give you 70 years you've been doing it and getting away with it, and you're still talking about fixing it. Okay, most of these cases belong in the past. Of course they do. You want people to move on. You don't want to say the Bible belongs in the past. You don't want to say history belongs in the past. You only want your continued abuse to belong in the past. Dude, you got no credibility, Mr. Pope. The Lord heard their cry and once again showed us which side he stands on. Really? Really? He showed us? Because the only thing I'm saying that got showed is these poor victims got multiple abuses, were paid hush money, were told not to tell their story, were called liars, and you're saying the Lord showed what? Okay, I get it. I got to be careful about talking about the Lord. I'll have people putting curses and freaking burning crosses. We showed no care for the little ones. We abandoned one. Yeah, that's about the only honest thing you said in here. You're right. I agree with you, Mr. Pope. You did show no care, and you did abandon them. But you know what you didn't abandon? Is your collection basket at church and your money and your payouts and your lawyer's fees to protect the church. You didn't abandon them. All right, I digress. Let's see here. Even Satan disguised, this is what I call the normal routine, you know. Satan describes himself as the angel of light. Oh, so it wasn't the priest's fault and it wasn't the church fault. How convenient. It was Satan's fault. Ooh, that's a new one. Haven't heard that one before. Let's see here. I'll pause so in case you want to read it. Of course, you know, we have to say people of God. God wanted to, you know, the normal guilt that Catholic Church is so good at. And again, if you want to read this, I'm trying to pause a little bit. You can pause the video and read it. Okay, so after this, he says, Holy Spirit, Christ, God, all this, conversion, yeah, okay, crimes, yeah, okay. And then he signs it Francis. Oh, Francis. Isn't that the name of a saint? I think there was a Saint Francis. Rick, you can't pick on saints. I'm not picking on saints. I'm picking on hypocrites that use saints and then claim to be holy. But I digress. All right, here we go. Here's what he didn't say in this letter, people, and this is what's more important. You know what he didn't say? And I typed this out. This isn't a part of the letter. He didn't say any future allegations of sexual abuse by any priest will be immediately turned over to law enforcement. Rick, why didn't he say that? Because they're still covering up and they ain't changed a damn thing. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's why he didn't say that. That's one. He also didn't say any priest that abuses his power and violates children will be immediately banned from the church. Rick, why wouldn't he say that? Because that's a cover-up, and he knows they're not going to do that, and he still wants to protect them, and he still wants to have his reign of power and get you idiots to pay him, to pay for his lawyers, to pay for the walls around the Vatican while he tells us to have open borders. Oh, man, it's just, I mean, the hypocrisy is almost thicker than with liberals. He didn't say priests are forbidden to be alone with any child for any reason in violation of this policy. Oh, I said police there. Violation of this policy, sorry about that, let me correct that, will be cause for immediate dismissal. Rick, why didn't he say that? Because he don't believe it. That's why he didn't say it. Any priest accused of sexual abuse will immediately be relieved of all duties and will not have access to children till he didn't say that. Why didn't he say that? Well, if you can't figure it out, that's because you're an idiot. No, he didn't say no confidentiality agreements or mandatory silence orders will be required or given out by the church. He didn't say that. He didn't say all monies paid out will be released to the public and church members so people know. Those who have nothing to hide, hide nothing. This letter of BS is all BS because he didn't say anything of meat and value, and this is what he ought to be saying. Hang on, it gets better. So in the middle of all this scandal that's been going on for 70 years that the Pope admitted, in the middle of cover-up, all this going on right now, let us not forget that not too long ago, January of 2018, the Pope was saying he was accusing the sex abuse victims of slander, saying they were lying and he didn't believe them. That was January of 2018. Now all of a sudden he comes out when all the curtain is pulled back. Now he comes out and says, I'm sorry, and we let him down. But he didn't say the things that I think he should have said. But wait, it gets better. In 2016, this article was written by the Daily Mail about a priest with HIV who was raping young girls. Did we forget about that? That was back in 2016. And he was moved, and I think he was protected. I didn't read the whole article. I kind of just scanned through some of this, so if somebody wants to fact check, come here and tell me how it's wrong. Okay, but wait, it gets better. Just the other day in Dallas, priest accused of molesting teens and stealing from Oak Cliffs Parish. So I watched, and this article was, what was the date on that? I don't know. Maybe the date's in here somewhere. It was just on the news a couple days ago. And so this lovely priest who was molesting people, who they knew about for quite a while and did nothing and didn't tell anybody. And again, I'm not sure where's this at. This is in the DallasNews.com if you want to read the article. And there's your thing. When I was watching the news for this priest, the bishop of this parish got on there and said, we weren't going to release that we knew about his molestation issues for the last 6 years, 6 months, whatever the time frame they're lying about. We weren't going to release it, but in light of the Pennsylvania report, we thought we would release it now. Oh, by the way, we're looking for the priest because he stole 60 to 80 grand from the church. This freaking institution is so unethical that they didn't report he was raping kids. But when he stole their money, now they suddenly released it. Oh, by the way, they think he can't be found. They can't catch him. We can't get his side of the story. They think he went back to the Philippines somewhere, large Catholic area. But he went back there somewhere with the 80 grand that he stole from the church. I mean, when I saw this article, I'm like, are you kidding me? You got the Pope apologizing. You got all these allegations. The Pope don't say crap in his letter, what he should be saying. He doesn't mention any of the things of meat, what should be said in his letter. He apologizes because he got called on the carpet about the Pennsylvania. And now Dallas is like, oh, you know what? We had a guy that was, and then I got the Catholics out here telling me, Rick, not all Catholics are bad. It's not all priests. Look, You people in institutions that have this blind loyalty that you're always accusing cops of having, I hate cops that defend other cops just because they're cops. It pisses me off. I think it's unethical, and I think you lose credibility. Any institution that protects their institution, no matter how vile it is, just tells me what kind of person you are. And anybody protecting the Catholic religion now saying, well, I was Catholic and not all of them are that way, and it's really good, and they do a lot of good, and they donate a lot of money, and they have school. You know what? You can't excuse bad behavior because somebody did something good. Everybody does something good. I mean, it's like lawyers run around saying, lawyers, we have a code of ethics. They're all crooked. We all know it. Politicians run around, oh no, we're for the people. They're all crooked, and they've earned their hate. Congress, cops have earned their hate. There's organizations that have earned their hate. Let's not leave out YouTube. From doing their unethical and lying and just despicable acts that they do, the Catholic Church has earned its hate. And for the people to deny it, to me, just shows that they are either severely brainwashed or the old saying, there are none so blind as those that refuse to see. All right, that's it on this Catholic religion update. We'll end that there.